Welcome back, everybody, to our 4-in-1 birthday special for Shaylyn, Geena, Jaron, and Kim with another game. And we're going to play on the Xbox 360, and it's Jeopardy. Let's see how it goes.
This is Jeopardy! Please welcome our contestants. Player one.
Yeah!
Player two.
Yeah!
Player three. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trevette.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Let's take you right now into the Jeopardy round. Clues are worth $200 to $1,000 in these categories. I sentence you. Grammy winners. USA. Back in the 1990s. The elements. And mythology. Okay, let's get back. When the UK's 99-year lease on this crown colony ended, China retook control on July 1st, 1997. Okay, player one. That's it.
Yeah! Woo!
Player on August 10th, 1993, she was sworn in as the 107th Supreme Court Justice. Okay, player one. Sorry, that's wrong. Any other takers? Here's what we wanted. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Player one. Partying like it was February of 1999, Hugo Chavez became president of this country. Yes, player one? Yes. Great, you're back into it now. On January 1st, 1993, two new European nations were formed from the split of this suddenly ex-country. It's player one. You are correct. On October 26, 1994, a peace treaty was signed between Israel and this country led by King Hussein I. It's player one. That is correct. You again, player one. Because sound travels 2.7 times faster in this gas than in air, inhaling it makes your voice higher. It's player one. That is correct. So neon, argon, and radon are among these gases formerly called rare or inert. Player one? Correct. Superman knows its atomic number is 36. Okay, player one? Correct. This very hard metal is named for the children of Uranus and Gaia. Yes, player one? Right. Harold Kroto and others found this common element had a new molecular form, the fullerene. Yes, player one? Ooh, sorry. That's incorrect. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? We're talking about carbon. Player 1. Pick 1978. Just the Way You Are. Let's hear it, Player 1. That's right. Way to go. Player 1966. Strangers in the Night. Player 1. Right you are. Player 1992. Tears in Heaven. Let's hear it, Player 1. That is correct. 2010. Need You Now. Let's hear it, Player 1. Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else? We're talking about Lady Antebellum. Select 1973, Killing Me Softly with His Song. It's Player 1. Right. Player 1. It's used in abbreviations and initials, as well as to end sentences. Let's hear it, Player 1. Hey, you're right. Player 1. Braley contradicted himself and wrote, "This is a word you mustn't end a sentence with." It's Player 1. That's right. Way to go. Of I did it, did you do it, or do it. It's the imperative sentence. It's Player 1. Yes. Player 1. It's the Daily Double. And you're in the lead. Answer this. This type of sentence has multiple independent clauses and no dependent clauses. You have maintained your lead. Way to go. The name of this punctuation mark comes from a Greek word meaning piece cut off. It's Player 1. That's not it. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Okay, Player 2. No. Anyone else? Player 3? Yep. Okay, let's get back into this. Player 3, you make the next selection. The name of the ukulele means flea in the native language of this state, where it was introduced by the Portuguese. Yes, Player 1? Right. The state nut of Alabama isn't your kooky cousin. It's this thin-shelled pie ingredient. Okay, Player 1? That's correct. Caroling to the animals is a holiday tradition at the Lincoln Park Zoo in this Midwest city. Let's hear it, Player 1. Right. Player 1. Its state song says, "Follow the old Kit Carson trail until desert meets the hills." It's Player 1. Correct. Alphabetically, this southern state's counties run from Adams to Yazoo. Let's hear it, Player 1. That's correct. Please pick it. Some say his 12 labors were penance for killing his wife Megara and their children. Yes, Player 1? That's it. Jupiter is the Roman equivalent of this Greek god. It's Player 1. Sorry. Any other takers? Here's what we wanted. Zeus. She was given a box and told not to open it. She did, releasing the world's evil, but shut it before hope could escape. Let's hear it, player one. Correct. Player one. Let's take it over to Kelly.
According to Greek myth, this monster depicted here 8 people who could not answer its riddle.
Let's hear it, player one. And the last clue for $1,000. This Greek sea god could cause springs to flow and create storms with a flourish of his trident. Okay, player one. Right.
Yeah! Woo!
Player two, you're going first in the Double Jeopardy round when we return. And we have 2 daily doubles awaiting you in these categories. Rivers. The 15th century. On the map. Moon R's. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and Museum. And From Page to Screen. Player 2, start us. On July 3rd, 1450, peasant leader Jack Cade entered this capital in triumph. By July 12th, he was dead. Player 1? Good.
Yeah! Woo!
Player 1? A rebellion of his brothers Andre and Boris was stopped by this ruler the third. Come on, how many Russian names are left? It's player 1. Good. This Portuguese prince wasn't just about exploration. He and his brother Fernando tried to conquer Tangier and failed miserably. It's player 1. No, that's not right. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's the correct response. Henry the Navigator. So, in 1453, the last Byzantine emperor, the 11th of this name, died in the vain defense of his city. Player 1? That's correct. Player a masterpiece of illumination is the circa 1415 book Les Très Riches Heures du This Duke. Okay, player 1. Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else? Here's the response we were looking for. The Duc de Berry. Player 1, back to you. 69 years apart, Lillian Gish and Demi Moore got an A for effort for starring in films based on this classic novel. Yes, player 1? Good. The film A&P is based on a story by this Rabbit Run author. Okay, player 1?
Yeah!
That's correct. Player 1. Rochester. William Hurt was in the 1996 version of this oft-filmed Bronte classic. Yes, player 1? Correct. Player 1. Marilyn Monroe longed to play Grushenka in the 1958 film of this Dostoevsky saga, but Maria Schell got the part. Okay, player 1. That is correct.
Woo!
So Fitzgerald didn't finish this novel, so screenwriter Harold Pinter had to come up with an ending for the 1976 film. Okay, player one.
Yeah!
Hey, you're right. Player one, back to you. Mercury's period of this is about 59 Earth days. Okay, player one. Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Here's the correct response. Rotation. Photos from Voyager 2 helped spot this moon of Uranus that's named for the heroine of As You Like It. Yes, player one? Correct. Saturn's second largest moon. It's named for the mother of the gods. It's player one. You are correct. Player one. They're the bright streaks of lunar ejecta flung from an impact crater. It's player one. Yes. Player one. Answer. The first of the daily doubles. And you're in the lead now. How much are you going to wager, player one? The clue. From the German for rivulet, these trenches on the moon's surface probably carried lava. That puts you even further ahead. Player one. Counties in this U.S. state include Jones, Jasper, and Jefferson Davis. It's player one. You are correct. And I'll hand it off to Jimmy.
One of 8 that starts with M. It's the state seen here.
Okay, player one. Yes. There's a Shatner building at McGill University in this city where William Shatner was born. It's player one. That's right. Way to go. Player one. This former Soviet republic lies between the Prut and Dniester rivers. Yes, player one? Correct. According to the New Testament, a battle of good versus evil will take place on a hill in this town Joshua captured. Player one? Right you are. Please pick it. Candido Rondon found the River of Doubt, now the Rio Roosevelt, which flows in this country's Amazonas state. Let's hear it, player one. Yes.
Yeah! Woo!
Player one. British River, on which Oxford's great rival university is located. It's player one. That's correct. Player one. Answer? The second daily double. You are currently in the lead. Decide on your wager, player one. And the daily double clue. GE acknowledges that in the 20th century, it dumped PCBs into this river around Troy. Congratulations, you're still in first, player one. It's fed by the Hasbani River in Lebanon and by the Banias in Syria. Yes, player one? Good. Its upper part runs clear. It clouds up near Great Falls, Montana, and gets muddier from there. Let's hear it, player one. Yes. You again, as a solo artist, his presenters were ex-bandmates, not the Beatles, but the Traveling Wilburys. Player one? Sorry. Any other takers? Here's the correct response. George Harrison. Player one. In 1986, it was Hail, Hail, this 1950s performer, the very first inductee. Okay, player one. That's correct. Artists become eligible this many years after their first release. The Beach Boys went in 1988. Springsteen in 1999. Let's hear it, player one. That's correct. This singer is paired with her ex-husband and songwriting partner, Jerry Goffin. Player one? No. Anyone else? Here's what we wanted. Carole King. Here's the $2,000 clue. Here's Sarah to start us off.
The electric guitar casts a long shadow over rock and roll. In 1995, the Hall inducted this inventor of the iconic Stratocaster.
Player one? No, that's not right. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Let's hear it, player three. Correct. Sorry, player two. Looks like you will not be continuing on to Final Jeopardy. So much depends on how you do in the Final Jeopardy category, which today is military men. So, what's your wager? And now the final clue. Books about this American are subtitled Warrior as Wordsmith and The Far Eastern General. Did you come up with the correct response? And that will lose you. Let's see your response. How much do you add to your total with that correct response?
Everybody.
Congratulations, player one. You're the winner. So long,